What's going on, everyone? This is Corey with Xbox Tavern with another review. This week I'm taking a look at Born of Bread. This is a RPG in the 2D style, very popular to a paper RPG series that you may or may not have heard of. And this game takes place in a kingdom and its surrounding areas, and you are on a quest to basically save your father from false imprisonment and ultimately the ultimate destruction of the world as they know it. So it's a very linear game in terms of where you need to go at what time. As you go to each of these main areas outside of the centralized hub, you will come across an ally that will join your team. In the world, those allies have special abilities, so they help you navigate that world as well as find hidden things throughout it. Those things being items that will restore your HP or your magic power, I will call it. Speaking of this magic power, it comes into play in the combat of the game, and that's where a lot of the gameplay takes place. As you're navigating the world, you're going to be coming across enemies to fight in a turn-based style. As you grow your inventory, you're going to get more weapons, and you're able to upgrade your allies in order to use other skills and attacks for themselves. And when you use these attacks, they will use up this willpower. So you have to really manage how much you have and which attacks you're going to use, because not only do you have to manage if you can even use the attack, you do need to manage the type of attack it is, because enemies that you face will be weak or resistant to different types of weapons and or attacks. Now, when you use an attack, any attack or any action that you do during a turn is going to trigger a minigame. That is how all of the combat takes place. Some of it's going to be timing based. Some of it's going to be how quick you can mash that A button, things like that. It's really easy, and it kind of grows old after a short period of time. As soon as you hit that button, you need to be ready to do that minigame. So there's really no wait time at all. Now, like other turn-based games I've played, especially RPGs, there's a lot of menuing that you have to do. The menu is fine in this game, but it's nothing to write home about. You're definitely going to be trying to learn how to navigate it and make it feel right. It's going to take some muscle memory learning to really make it flow. At least it did for me. So I didn't really care for it. It just felt a little clunky. Some of the options I thought, I would have thought would have been in different spots and things like that. Back on the combat, there is a block system. So if you are trying to take a little less damage, you can press the A button on a very specific timing window in order to do less damage. Sometimes you may miss the shot, but more often than not, it just does a point or two less damage that I noticed. There are boons out there that will help you, one specifically with the timing of that. You can equip so many boons, and you have to upgrade your ability to carry boons in order to get more, but they will help you in various ways that you see fit. And that could be to give you extra willpower or be able to see the timing of the blocks and things like that. Now, one thing that I had the most problem with was the camera. There were a lot of times when the camera would get blocked by something in the foreground, and I would have to move it just to kind of see what I was doing. And some of those enemies, if you get into range of them, the ones that are roaming out there freely, they will charge you and attack you. And more often than not, I would be moving too quickly or just not be able to see them in my field of view, and they would come at me when I would not really, want to fight. At some point, you become too powerful, so it doesn't make sense to fight the lower enemies in some of those areas, other than just killing time. So I would try to dodge them as much as possible at that point, and some of them, it just was annoying to get into the battle and have to flee, because even if I killed them, nothing would be a benefit. So that was definitely one of my biggest frustrations of the game. As far as the story goes, it was, again, nothing to write home about, nothing innovative or no big twists or turns or anything like that. So I can't really give it any props other than at least being able to keep me somewhat engaged. I do like the visual aspect of the game, the 2D in a style, the 2.5D style really, and the bright colors, they work and they go together. I really like the landscapes and the areas that you visit. along with all of the character models. They kind of work in this game, and I would like to see it used again. Other than that, there were a couple of things that seemed a little bugged as far as navigating the overworld, if you will. There was one quest I could not complete because my ally's ability would just not work. A patch did come out shortly after I got to that point, so luckily I was able to go past it. And it does seem like they are updating the game, so hopefully some of the smaller jankiness that I've encountered is corrected going forward, and it seems like they are on that path. But that will do it for me for this review for Born of Bread. Please go to xboxtavern.com to see the final score as well as our many other reviews, and I will catch you in the next video.